Anyway, bro, what's on your mind, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm just blessed. I'm happy to be here. I know today, as always, in our city, it's always just a lot of crime that's going on, you know what I'm saying? So an issue that's been ongoing is whether or not we should tell the authorities or not when we know something about a crime that goes on, snitching, you know what I'm saying? So I think we should definitely talk about that. So how do you feel about in the community, if you witness a crime or violent act, depending on the circumstances or whatever, how do you feel about that?
Well, and man, I heard a man say, I'm gonna condense this. That
please do. 30-minute show.
30 minutes. There's really no right way to do wrong, but because the hood is out of control and there's no set way of like when I came up in the hood, in certain sets, if you was gonna sell drugs, whatever around here, there was no fighting around there. You couldn't bring no stolen cars around there. It was just no nonsense around. You know, certain rules was in place. And yet with these youngsters now, they out of control. Anything goes. So start snitching.
You say start snitching?
Start snitching.
Okay. We also want to invite the the audience to call in. Give us your take on snitching, tell, or whether or not to tell. You know what I'm saying? I know. Unlike you, I wasn't raised in the hood, more of a residential guy, but it was instilled in me from my father and, my uncles. Don't tell, stop snitching, stop being a tattletale. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of in our culture. If you see wrong, to kind of turn your head to it a little bit. But I had a personal awakening in my own psyche probably about a couple of months ago. Do you remember when they had the shooting uptown on Simon Bolivar where the baby got shot?
Right.
And a lot of people were saying, start snitching, start snitching. So I kind of was like, why snitch when the Justice Department is not, our witness protection is a joke here. I don't know about other places, but anytime someone is a witness here, you a target, you a sitting duck. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of was insensitive in my comments, you know what I'm saying? I had a lot of comments on Facebook and Twitter, a lot of sentiments that I had about it, and I was like, well, I'll start snitching once I know my safety will be secure, you know what I'm saying? But I think in hindsight that, especially for that type of incident, you know what I'm saying? I have 2 children, a son and a daughter, and if somebody witnessed them get murdered, you know what I'm saying? It changed the whole way I look at it. Like, man, damn, I went from being the outsider and the onlooker to actually being the victim and on the inside of it. And I kind of felt the pain of people who go through that. Right. And they want to bring their child's killer to justice, you know what I'm saying? And I may be the only person who knows and I can help someone, you know what I'm saying? So that changed my whole train of thought on the issue. So, I just have to snitch if I see a child get killed and just pray and hope that the Lord will protect me in everything I do.
Let me ask you this.
But adult, I don't. No, I'm just
well, he was 65.
I gotta start somewhere. I'm gonna start with the kid.
Right. But and start snitching in all cases, and do we become part of the judicial system where we start saying, well, this is a case where I shouldn't snitch? Where, say, for instance, that was retaliation against somebody that killed the kid, so I ain't gonna snitch on him. I mean, what do we do now,
I think the key to all of these scenarios is to make sure you're anonymous. You know? Like, start off with the Crime Stopper. Don't just say I'm going to municipal and I saw it all. Let's start off while you're learning it and seeing how you're gonna go. Start off just with the anonymous tip. Get the anonymous Crime Stopper money.
Right.
You did. And then you can go from there. I wouldn't just jump out there willy-nilly against the city's most notorious killer, because it's a difference between bravery and stupidity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Lord gives us wisdom, so use it at the same time.
Yeah.
You sound a little flustered. Is there something you want to say?
Yeah. I mean, I on one end would I would use judgment, in terms of the situation. And,
okay.
And I'm probably wrong.
Can you give me a scenario?
Say, for instance, if somebody goes and attempts to rob somebody and they kill them in the process, I'm a snitch.
You gonna snitch?
Right.
All right. You wanna eat that cheese?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
But say if somebody tries to go rob someone who has been killing people and they kill that person, I probably won't snitch.
All right, why is that?
Because
God isn't a respecter of person, so why should Mr. Wayne?
well, hell, because I don't want him in my neighborhood no more. I mean, it's good he gone.
Okay, that's honest.
Being real with you, you know.
I don't know if it's ethical, but it's honest.
Hey, bro, it's good he gone.
And it's quite understandable.
Right.
It's quite understandable.
And I don't know if I don't believe it's good to be that way, but and because of my distrust in the legal system, in essence, I would probably take justice in my own hands by determining what situations to snitch in and what situations not to snitch in.
Well, that's definitely your right. It's your tongue, so you can decide who and when to snitch on and how you want to do it. No one can tell you, hey man, I need you to snitch like this. No.
Well, what about you though?
To be honest with you, I'm pretty much along the same lines as you. You know, I'm playing devil's advocate, but I'm gonna be pretty smart about it. Right. And then the streets talk. Yeah. So you kind of know who's innocent and kind of who had it coming to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You may have, poor guy over here, never bothered nobody. Then you got little Ray, little John them who been terrorizing the hood. So, you know.
The whole hood.
Right, the whole hood.
Hey, and we agree on that.
Right, and sometimes, you know the Bible says vengeance is mine, said the Lord. So who can say that ain't Papa, Lord vengeance?
Right,
yeah.
And so I'm going to be quiet.